Y'all know me. I'm one of those Pocono people, transplanter of the concrete jungle, native of the roar and rumble of the high prices and high times and high crime, where time flies at a fast pace, where everybody's just trying to keep up with the rat race of the hustle and bustle. And when I was in New York, I always had to hustle to keep up my financial muscle, because I knew that the more money I made was the more money I spent, and I knew I would get my money's worth when I saw that commercial for Herein. Or was it LTS that sparked my interest, that made me want to invest in taking a 1.5 hour trip out west to that great state we abbreviate PA? And oh, how I must say, 20 years ago, us city folk migrated and integrated and populated these woods, settling in settlements and then making them our hood, but for the good. As we all then felt uplifted and gifted to be no longer restricted to the projects and tenements and the city's high rent with no ownership, but now we were the purchasers of the American dream. A family, a house, a dog, a car, as we relished on how far we came from, but every day we had to go back to where we came from. All right. And I don't know about you, but for me, I wasn't expected the unexpected expenses that kept my fist clenching. For instance, I dread that cat named Med Ed. Or the school taxes that's on top of the taxes for my property, and so now that's stopping me from stunting. Things got real, so I couldn't be fronting. So, you know, I got to get that New York money, and ain't it funny that I spend more time on the road and less time at home? And then in 2001, the housing market explodes, and whoa, everywhere I go in the Poconos, I'm bound to bump into somebody I know that done moved out here, and now they one of us Pocono people. But you can take the person out of the hood, but you can't take the hood out of the person. And 20 years later, the homegrown folk says that the Poconos has worsened, claiming that us transplanters are now transporting in drugs, crime, gangs, and calamity, racial disparity in Section 8 families. But the real clarity is this the better place for us to live? Is this the better place for us to raise our kids? Because then we all adopted that kid named March, and we only see him more than our biological kids, and just like our homes, we only see them when it's dark. Why? Because it's up early, home late, and that's the only time I got for a microwave plate, and then it's a half an hour, kids, come on, let's play. Then it's quiet time, because later on, off to the bedroom, me and mommy got to go play. Now, excuse me for this part here, because that's the only time I can give my wife sensual pleasure, and we always call that our heaven, because we don't see each other at all in the week, and sometimes we just too tired and we want to sleep. And then comes the weekend where we want to sleep in, but there's too many chores to run, and the house and the property we got to keep up keeping. And then it seems that in my stash I keep reaching, and now I'm starting to wonder, is PA as cheap as I was thinking? And then, bam, here came the recession that led to my depression, because my funds I keep stretching. Then I lost my job, now I'm stressing. And then bam, the housing market crashed as the subprime lenders laughed, because 10 years ago they already seen this in the forecast. So now my life is turned upside down like my mortgage, and this lifestyle I'm living, I can no longer afford it. Now all I can afford to do now is consume wine and spirits, because all my spirit does is wine. And my kids are going astray, and me and the wife no longer find time to be together. As she looks at me and her impatience grows, I just yell at my kids and my family and say, what do you want from me? I'm trying to keep us afloat. But all I'm doing is throwing them life preservers with $ holes. And then you know what came next, of course. Me and the missus got a divorce. And then off. Back to the concrete jungle my family decided to go. But me, nah, I'm staying here because this is what I call home. I mean, what am I to do? Then the next thing you know, I'm being put out by what the heck is a constable? Now, ain't this some bull. It's the U-Haul I'm loading. But where am I going? Yep, back to the concrete jungle. Head held low from all my guilt and shame. And my doubters and haters, they can't wait to call out my name. They be like, oh, yo, Lou, what's up? I heard what happened. I heard you back. And all I could do is just slyly laugh and say, yeah, it's good to see you. But at least I could say at one point in my life, I was one of those Pocono people.